So, all my life, all of my life, I have dealt with much bullshit, like complete bullshit from people who I thought that were friends, people who I thought were coworkers, like just coworkers, people who I thought were just bosses, managers. Never been that. It's always been something more than that. And um, it's what it's really interesting, right? Because my whole life, okay, I just wasn't in alignment with the fact that people are jealous of the most stupidest things. Like I had to learn that there are a lot of people who walk around this earth with very low IQs, very low IQ. Like when people talk, when most people were talking to me, they were not speaking to me, giving me sound advice from very, just their great experiences. They weren't, you know, speaking to me with respect. They weren't speaking with good intention. They were speaking from their either from their pain. They were speaking from past hurt. They were speaking from jealousy. They were speaking from a place of low power and low energy disguised as high frequency and high power, and all of it's really fucking stupid. It's really stupid because uh I just had to learn that about people, dude. Uh, okay, for example, today I'll give you an example. So today it really dawned upon me, like I just understood why some people why there are relationships where one person is just very attractive, like very conventionally attractive, and the other person is just very mediocre. The reason for that is because of jealousy, right? So if person one is conventionally attractive, they're not gonna go ahead and date someone who's equally as attractive, right? They're not going to, for a couple of reasons, right? I think they have a reason. Number one, I feel like they could be looked at as like superficial, but also like for other people, for most people, to me, like from an outside perspective, it is viewed as like imagine imagine your partner is so freaking attractive, like gorgeous or handsome or whatever the fuck. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna say beautiful because I like women, but imagine that like your girl was so attractive. I, bro, she goes to work. You know niggas are hitting on her. You know, bro. You fucking know. Like, and there's nothing that she can do about it. Like, you can't keep her home all day. She doesn't want to be home all day. So it's like you're at work, stressing. You're going like you like spiritual warfare, psychological warfare, just in complete like fuck, my girl. You know what I mean, dude? And so I'm like, that shit just the concept is really funny to me because I've dated attractive women. And as a matter of fact, all women I've dated have been fucking like top tier, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not superficial like that, but I literally cannot like date someone I'm not attracted to. That like physically, like that has to be something, bro. Like if it's not there, it's not there. It's not happening. Right? It's not all to it, but that's one big important component for me. Physical attraction. Okay. Now, back to that hypothetical relationship, person two is mediocre. Okay. Person two is the one going through that psychological warfare. At the very same time, their ego is being fed because that's the person they're coming back home to, right? They know they got this person got their heart. But if I was person two, nigga, I would be like, bro, I still wouldn't. Nah, bro, I couldn't. It takes a very strong person to be in a relationship with someone who's so damn attractive and like to trust them and all this stuff. Like, and if it is two attractive people, one of them has to have some sort of flaw. Like this, like the person has to like not know their worth. Like someone has to not know their worth in order for that shit to happen. I'm not saying that there are not relationships that work out where it's like there are two very attractive people who are just very compatible and they're like good people and shit. There are definitely relationships like that. But you just don't hear about them all the time. You don't hear about that all the time. Um, but it's stuff like that, right? Where like those dynamics that exist, I didn't know until like today, literally today, right? And I also was just like, I didn't know that all half the bullshit I went through was not because I was doing something wrong or I like half the shit that people used to like they didn't see I wasn't like directly like laughed at or directly like talked about. I wasn't even bullied in school. Like so like everything I'm talking about, it's not like I had a hard upbringing. Like not in the sense that like not in a very like overtly provocative sense. All of these things were like very like microaggressions. There are microaggressions because I don't know. I think it's because I think it's just because of the way I come off sometimes. I don't know. But I did experience those microaggressions. And people decided to take advantage of me once they found out that what's somehow they somehow my image, like my reputation, like how I look in their eyes, it never had anything to do with me. And it always had to do with them and their perception of me. So until I did something that was out of character in their eyes, like how they thought of me, and I like acted how I am, like I'm being authentic in who I am. Once that happened, then they would be like, wait a minute, this person is actually not like this, so I could probably like get one over on them. Like, you know what I mean? You ever like experience that where people are perceiving you as one thing, like, and then that's not really how you are. I also had to grow up with that too, right? Where very much molding myself, not really molding myself, but I could very much be someone for anyone. I could be I could be the person that someone wanted me to be, type of thing. And so like, um, without them having to really say it, right? And but like all these things are really just clicking. And again, like people will begin to take advantage of you once it's known that you're not this person that they thought you were in their head. I'm not I don't promise to be a nice person, but I am kind. But then people take my kindness for weakness. They also mistakenly take advantage of love. And half the time it's because they don't even know what love is. So people like I've faced a lot of like microaggressions from people having to like pretend to like me but also like wanting to still be around me. Like I've had friends that that literally hated me, jealous of me, and still hung out with me, still hit me up the next day, still invited me out. What is going on? Like and here I am just trying to I'm just fucking trying to live my fucking life, and I have people just in my business. just wanting me around. What? I, I, I'm talking like this is low IQ shit because like why does it make sense to keep someone around you that you don't like? Does it even make sense to keep operating in the same way that you were once that you see is not working? If like and it's just low IQ because it's like you'd rather sit here in misery but from someone else who's not even causing it. It's like you can't even understand that you're the person the cause of your own misery, and you'd rather keep around the person that you know didn't cause shit to you. Like that's so fucking stupid to me. And I get it. Like I get it. Like I'm not dumb. Like I understand why people do that. Like people are really just fucking I call them retarded. Like they're dead ass dumb if they think that, you know, they're gonna continue on with this kind of dumb behavior because they don't want to grow up, or they're too hurt to do this, or they don't want to sit with themselves and they don't know how to whatever their fucking pathetic excuses, right? They're dumb to keep doing that shit, right? um it, just based on what I know and based on what I've been through, but it's like that, like I've gone through some of the most stupidest bullshit that it's just like anything that someone comes at me with, I can easily spot where they're coming from. If people, if and I want you to pay attention to this when you call people friends or even family sometimes, even your partner, things don't always have to be very overt. They don't have to be this big, gigantic boom. They could be very micro things, and the micro things are what is literally called compound interest. I call it compounded interest because the more that you let these little these little payments go by, these little bills go by, this little microaggression, this little go by and let it slip under the rug, the bigger the fucking grand total is gonna be. You're gonna have to pay back. You're gonna have a large debt, and the debt is basically you feeling a certain type of way. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, why do I feel like shit whenever this person XYZ? Or it's gonna end in some sort of explosion, and you're not gonna know where it's coming from. You're not even gonna know until it hits you, until you actually step away from the relationship at that point, and then you realize it. So you have to nip it in the bud, and if the person doesn't want to listen, then you have to let that shit go. Not let it slide, go. And that's a common trait that these fucking dumbass people, low IQ people, like do. They will stay in long-term relationships knowing they're miserable, knowing they've been cheated on, they've probably cheated too, knowing that their partner doesn't probably love them. They don't the bar is very low. Why is the bar low? Because they've never been treated with real love. They are not even liked by their own family. Their friends don't like. They seek validation. They chase validation. So therefore, that is the foundation of every single relationship, romantic, platonic, even business, chasing validation. And so a lot of times these people talk, they love to talk, they love to be in their business, they love to talk shit, da 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 da. They love to compare. People like these people are so fucking predictable. You can read them like a book because none of them are authentic. They're all operating from the same hurt. They're all reading from the same script. They're coded all like one thing. You see this thing every single day. We've read books about it. Movies talk about it. Songs write about it. Artists write about it. These people are not as powerful as they like to think. They're really just dumb. They are dumb. I call these people dumb. And we need to really redefine what we use these words for because I use them very accurately. I don't just go around calling anyone dumb. No, I literally I give the name where it is needed. I give credit to that name. And these people have earned these names. Like, they have collected so much interest by doing so many people wrong, by talking so much shit, and then having their hands out, still complaining, still wishing that they were in a better place, still like, but carrying on with the same patterns, carrying on with the same cycles, never matured, never grew up. They repeat what they see, they repeat what they hear, they repeat what their next man's doing. They just stick to what they know, just complacent. And look, sure, not everyone wants to. I'm not saying you have to. And see, here's the next misconception. People think that going through this like change or evolution or growth means you want to live an extravagant lifestyle. That's not even what that even means. It means you know your self-worth. When you are operating at these low things and you're disguising your hurt and your pain, and you've stacked it so much that you've built and created this identity, this egoic identity over it, where now you are the person, whenever you talk, it's just fucking shit flying out of your goddamn mouth, out the wrong hole. You you literally cannot. You Not only do you lose yourself, but you're out of alignment. And number two, um your life is going to literally be running on autopilot. Everything that you have compounded, everything that, and here's that's just the whole thing. Because why do I say it's dumb? Because I'm about to get to it right here, right now. Because they're living on a loop, and the loop is very, very predictable. Complaining about a life that they don't have, comparing to either someone else that they believe is below them, and yet still idolizing someone else who believe is above them while they're still nowhere to where they want to be, talking shit, gossiping, all types of fucking dumbass shit that it's not getting them to anywhere that they want to be in this goal. And then for minding, like getting in other people's businesses, like it's stupid because this is the cycle that they're literally staying in. How are you going to complain about life? How are you going to complain that life is unfair? How are you going to continue to fucking talk that your girlfriend doesn't love you, your kids don't fucking want to do anything to do with you, or whatever the case is, your friends are fake. How are you going to keep saying that and then still repeat these other things? That doesn't make any fucking sense. And that's what I'm saying. It's low IQ. And does that mean you're going to live an extravagant lifestyle? That does not. It means you're going to get out of the place where you still stay stuck complaining. You're complaining because you are complacent. People think that change has to do, oh, I'm going to go take a trip to the Bahamas and I'm going to come back a new person. No, the fuck you're not. You spent $2,000 on a fucking flight in a hotel, drank mimosas at 8 a.m. in the fucking morning, maybe went to go on a fucking, I don't know, horseback riding trip. I don't know what they do out in there. Just to come back to America with some pictures you want to upload on Instagram and say, hey, new me. What did you learn? What did you do? The bills are still there. Your girl is still here. Your house is still here. The car you still used to drive is still here. So what actually changed besides the fact that you went to a different country, right? And so I'm like that, like, and then like again, like half these people, you've been on this earth for how many years? And when are we gonna like when are we actually gonna start to understand? We not only do we have other people to learn from, either what not to do based on what they're doing and how it's not working, and what to do. We have other people here for reference. So if you're like in your 20s, we still have people who are 50 years old that live on this planet. We still have people who are 30. We still have people who are 40. All the way. We have a bunch of alumni who are already here on this earth that we can go ahead and learn from. So why aren't we? Right? And it's not just people my age, it's people who are older too, right? But I'm really focusing on people my age. Really focusing on people like people my age because the older generation, I hey, that's their own thing. They're doing their own thing. Us? Are you kidding me? Like we grew up in an age where resources were very much available to us at a much more prevalent time than the older generation did. Technology wasn't easily accessible to our older generation as much as it was to our generation and for the future ones. So it's like I don't know, and that's kind of like my whole thing. I went through life experiencing bullshit, which I'm grateful for because I'm here, right? I know how to handle myself, but it's like wow, right? It's wow because you see it happen every day online, in person, especially in person. Oh my gosh, people are they're not as slick as they think they are. They're not as they don't hide shit as well as they think they are. The only reason why they feel like they hide shit is because the people who they think they're hiding it from are also hiding their shit too. So um again, it's like these like weird echo chambers. Like yeah, you're hanging around someone who you think you are better than them, but they're also in the same boat as you. You guys are like a whole fucking cruise ship of dumbasses. So it's like, okay. Um, look, I didn't hear. I'm not here to really like. I'm not here to. I'm not making this to shit on people. I'm here to bring this so no one else. So you guys can. You guys don't have to go through bullshit. You guys don't have to experience bullshit. And if you are someone who spews bullshit, you know where to catch yourself. You know how to handle yourself. This whole entire thing is learning how to handle yourself. The dumbasses are the people who don't know how to handle themselves. They think they are handling themselves. They built an identity based on everything that they think they know, which has nothing to do with them. All to do with either their favorite rapper, their favorite artist, people they want to be like, a dream that they were sold by the fucking society. Like all those things are what make these people them. We're not, right? That's what I'm talking about. But if you're watching this video and you're still here, that's not you. And so that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, boom, there we go. I just had to say that, right? Um, so I don't know. This was it was a bit of a rant, but it was also a bit of exposure, so that you know where you stand. You can begin to think about where you want to be at, and hopefully gives you a little bit more clarity on maybe how to get there. If not, stay tuned. I honestly have some more videos coming out soon. So, well, I mean, with that being said, thank you very much for watching, listening, actually. If you did, I mean, whatever, right? No, if you did, let me know how you liked it. Thumbs up. Anyway, I'm off this thing. I don't really I don't know how to end these things. So please, I'll catch you when I catch you when I catch you. All right.